All right, welcome Twitch and YouTube to a vintage challenge. Second weekend of February. We've got a sweet call time brew here. I played it earlier in the week on the Mythic Society Weekly. Um and it's close. It's close. I think this deck kind of works. You have a pretty good matchup versus all of the blue decks in the format, and your shops matchup seems pretty reasonable. The biggest problem is I cannot figure out a way to beat a Bazaar of Baghdad. It just seems impossible. We're boarding in like 12 cards right now for Bazaar, so we just kind of have to live with the fact that that matchup is very, very, very bad. So today we're hoping to dodge Bazaar decks and play against a bunch of blue decks and shops decks. It's a standstill deck, and the way we're breaking standstills parity is by playing an Ascendant Spirit beforehand or returning a Narfi from the graveyard. The rest of the deck is just a bunch of counter magic and blue permission, blue planeswalkers, blue bounce spells, blue stuff. Pretty straightforward. This is round one. We're versing SO63. Sometimes they play Breach, sometimes they play PO, usually blue combo. So not a bad hand for a blue matchup. We've got a library on the draw as well as a bunch of counter magic to keep. So we're hoping opponent goes turn one, preordained go, in which case we have a better turn one preordained go with Library of Alexandria, and that way we can hopefully stay on library without having to counter anything that's important that would let us go below our 7-card hand size. Good morning. Oh boy. All right. I don't know if we're going to be able to stay on library if they're going to have an opener like this. I'm going to let this resolve though. I would like to stay on library if at all possible. And just because they have a Lotus doesn't mean they have something that I need to counter. Well, unfortunately, that is probably something that I need to counter. Or else my hand just doesn't really do anything. I think I'm going to pitch this Narset. I do think that I'm supposed to just counter it again if they blast. Obviously, that leaves us with nothing, but I don't know. Our hand is entirely stopped by Teferi, so they're down to 1 card in hand. Of course, we obviously have lost our Library of Alexandria advantage, but all right, they have 1 card, an island, and a ruby, and we have 3 lands in our hand. So that's not a bad one. So if opponent has nothing crazy this turn, I'm pretty sure we just plop the standstill down and try to rebuild our hand. I feel like I'm getting Pyro. Well, no, they didn't have Pyroblast before, so why would they have Pyroblast now? Maybe they have Hardcast Negation? No, they have nothing. Okay, so we have a standstill here, which is good. It's going to give us some time. I don't know if our play here is to not play out this swamp and just try to get to 7 cards for library. Or is it just to play all of our land drops out? I think we're supposed to actually play our land drops out. It's close. I'm going to try holding up to try to get to library. It's 4 turns. Might be feasible. It's just such an overwhelming advantage if we have an active library and they don't. So I mean, there are definitely reasons you would and you would not play them, but I think the library is enough. That's not an unreasonable position either. Cho is saying because we have 5 cards, we can play a land. That way, if opponent breaks the standstill, we'll go up to 7 cards. Kind of think this makes sense. And I do think that having, I guess maybe playing the Delta is better. I'm just like thinking about we do have one relevant black spell in the deck, and then that's Drown in the Lock. We also this is actually good because what this does actually is enables Mystic Sanctuary. So if opponent breaks a standstill, I can Mystic Sanctuary, a negation, or a Force of Will back to the top of my library as well, which I think is pretty high value. Standstill does make me sleepy though. They drew a lot of lands. Assuming they're on Breach, 6 lands is quite a few. I mean, it's always possible that we just lose the counter fight afterwards, but so the way we break the standstill here, or not break the standstill, but the way we like take advantage of it is by pitching a Narfi to hand size. Though I did cut the second Narfi, so we really only have one in our deck. But we are gonna sculpt a perfect 10 card hand, so a little here, a little there. Get a land drop, not bad. Yeah. We could do that as well. We could cast the Brazen Bar at the end of turn, break the standstill, make them pitch to hand size. I don't know. It's pretty strong, seeing as we have just such a good hand. An interesting thought. I don't know how I feel about it. Pretty good though. Yeah, I kind of think it's pretty reasonable point. I don't think you can end of turn borrower though, right? You want them to just pitch to the hand size. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this line. Theoretically, resolving Time Walk makes this line good. I don't know. Let's try it, I think. Like, we're definitely not casting any more spells this turn with opponent having 12 cards in hand, so like, what's our best play here? Do we go time? We start by time walking, right? And then we can play a Jace and an Ascendant Spirit. We can put the time walk back on top of our library, and then at the end of everything, play a standstill. Draw 3 cards, maybe. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna map out this turn. I guess our time walk kind of doesn't actually first have to resolve, but kind of the first things first, right? We need the time walk to start with. That resolved. Should I just stack 2 time walks? I don't really know. It's probably worse than just like playing some of these spirits out. I guess we can. Hmm. Well, I don't know if I want a library first when I can just draw into the time walk right now. I guess the theory is I want to play Ascendant Spirit. We'll see. I have to make sure that I don't lose too many cards too. Mm, I'm gonna try to cast like a bunch of time walks, right? Like if this Jace lives, I could cast like 3 time walks. I don't care, right? I don't really want to fight over anything. Kind of seems useless. Every time walk comes with an extra card as well. Not really a great draw. Sure. I'm playing a borrower on this turn. I already have my time walk in the bank. There's swords to plowshares in my opponent's deck. Sure. I don't want to. I just don't care. Sure. I guess I should have done that free combat. I should have used any other land besides. I should have used the sanctuary or the sea, but it's fine. We don't have that much counter magic. Should I just resolve? No, it's fine. I mean, they could have just like a great 7 card hand, right? Well, I guess that's not true because they do have 2 lands in their hand at the very least. Time Walk's a good draw. So is this just? Is this just? Oh no, it's Breach. Huh? Mystic Sanctuary, Time Walk, or something? Yeah, I was thinking about it. Painful Truths? Okay. Such a weird game. They're almost, like, dead on board. They're actually dead on board now, right? They just lost? I just pump and they hit for 7? I mean, okay. Painful, the truth is painful, I guess. Chat will probably point it out, but as we play today, we should look for places to improve because this style of deck is something that I don't play very often anymore. Like a very hard control, eke out the most advantages, only counter the right spells kind of deck. It's a style of Magic that I've shied away from in over maybe. I don't think I've played this kind of style of deck for maybe 6 or 7 years at this point. I don't really like to play this kind of deck anymore, and I don't think that I'm particularly good at it. So that's something to be said. I'm just gonna bring in ley lines here. I mostly just wanted to play with the new cards. I just like playing with new cards. Dead of Winter out. Strip Mine out. Commandeer out. This costs too many cards. I kind of like one because it's the only matchup I think is bad. I'd like to try to make it good. I think with 4 ley lines, I kind of like cutting a drown. Well, I don't know. Like, I enjoy playing with new Magic cards, and most people who are watching on like YouTube and they also enjoy new Magic cards, seeing new Magic cards be played in Vintage. So, Ascendant Spirit is like a figure of destiny, but blue and snowy. Wait, there's a Dreadhorde in this deck? Theoretically, I don't actually have to fight over this, but I don't really want it in play either. Oh, it's Dreadhorde Breach. Okay. Blue card? Interesting. Is it better to scroll for an Ancestral or to play a Narsa? Probably a Narsa. Well, maybe not. Then I can have more cards to pitch to force. I don't know. It seems like a good time to have a Narset in play. I'm gonna play a Narset. I think I'm gonna force it though. Like, I feel like if they're forcing this, it means they don't have a Pyroblast, right? This just seems good. Yeah, I guess I'll take a Force of Will. Mm, I mean, if they have a Pyroblast, it was really bad for me, I think. But if they don't have a Pyroblast, it's probably fine. Time Walk resolves. Let me just look at their deck. Do you think they brought in Sprite Dragons? And they have a Mentor and 2 Sprite Dragons, I see. Nothing. Okay. They have Sanctuary. Brown in the Lock looks pretty good here. I don't have enough cards in my yard to dig. It's unfortunate. I wonder if I'm supposed to hold this in hand. Probably not. Brain freeze, target themselves. Sure. Try to hit Pyro and rebuy it. All right, what are they rebuying? Dig? Dig's pretty good against Drown in the Lock. I have a feeling. Let's see. They have. Yeah, I have a feeling this I'm not gonna be able to counter with my Drown in the Lock. I'm pretty sure I'm pumping the Spirit here. I mean, they can dig and it will resolve, but I don't. I think they should dig, to be perfectly honest. How about a fetch land? Okay, that's not a fetch land, but that's pretty good as well. Because now I can actually pump this thing and still have Drown up. I guess I don't have Dig up, though, which is a problem, but... Wait, they just didn't cast Dig? What are they doing? They trying to find a Pyroblast to protect or something? They don't... Do they know that this is gonna not work for me? I don't know what's going on here. Swords to Plowshares? To Fairy. Well, that's a very easy counter with this. They do know we have Force, so they're gonna go for a Force in response here. I'm pretty sure I'm forcing with my Dig and just pumping this into a 6/6, 2-turn clock, and I draw a card. Or we can draw that. I'm pretty sure this is better. I don't even have another Drown in the Lock in my deck, right? So I can use my Jet here. I don't know. Because if I put this as just a 2-turn clock... I'm actually not 100% sure which is better. I'm just going to play a Standstill. I think it's better. It's pretty close, though. Yeah. Okay. Why not? Evening Dingless. We'll take it. This deck's so cool. Yeah, I have used Narset to break my own standstill for no cost. That has happened. Okay, into round 2. Vintage Challenge. Reversing Goggles. Powerful Wizard. Let's see what we can do. Another library hand. I'm in. I think because I put library in my deck chat, I am just guaranteed to draw it in every opening hand. I think we're just supposed to play it. Okay. All right. Fair. Fair. I accept. I was allowed to extract no value. I think I'd like to just play this Jace to start. This is not acceptable? Oh, Ancestral. I don't think I'm supposed to force that. It does seem hard to beat, though. We are like 5 cards behind or whatever. So bug. Interesting. Goggles has left the safe Urza zone. Cleanup step? Discard 2? I'm okay with that. Leovold Verdant. This makes me want to play Standstill before they deploy a creature. It's not a huge advantage, but I kind of want to put it down before they do anything silly. We can choose to flip this Jace if we want as well. Alright, they forced it. I don't know if we want to flip this Jace or we would rather get one more one more looting activation. I think we want to just not crack the fetch and just do another loot. I don't really think I want to. There's no spell that I actually can draw there. I guess I could have drawn the one Fluster. Hmm. I guess I should go. I'll get water after this game. They had the 3rd Leovold. That's a lot of Leovold. I don't really like that. I kind of want to just force this. I guess currently we still don't have any spell to flashback with our Jace. Right on time. God, that's actually fucked up. Yeah, I mean, I want to do that first. I mean, if we get negated, it's pretty bad, right? But we get force of negated. Okay, now the question becomes, what do we do? Do we just cast another Ancestral? I think Commandeer is the worst card in my hand currently. Well, actually, we probably don't cast Ancestral because we can just bring it back with Delta. I should have I should have fetched before I activated my Jace. Whoops. Yeah, fucked up. Should I just put it on top now anyways and, like, play a spirit out? Oops. Hmm. I guess they can't have any more Leovolds. They could have a Narset, I guess. That would be annoying. I think I'm just gonna plus and pass, I guess. I'm gonna be really sad if I end up losing this Jace. But that doesn't actually stop me. They hit exactly what I was. They pitched 3 Leovolds and they also had the Narset. At least we have a Brazen Borrower, I guess. But kind of annoying. I mean, I think we're still supposed to put Ancestral on top, and then we just go for a. I mean, bouncing this obviously sucks, but it's probably still correct. I think we're still supposed to put Ancestral on top, bounce the Narset, draw with Ancestral. If they don't counter it, we can. If they do counter it, we can Fluster. If they don't counter it, we can just cast 2 Ancestrals. Yeah, Commandeer actually would have been pretty fucking good. There's like almost no cards in their deck to Commandeer. It's like Oko and Narset. There's like 3 cards, right? Yeah, as long as we can successfully resolve Brazen Borrower, we still get to do the ancestral things. Yeah, I mean, this was my fault, right? I could have resolved another ancestral this turn if I had done it correctly, and then we wouldn't have had to worry about this, but I think I'm still going to put the ancestral back on top. It's a little bad to be Brazen Borrowing in our set, but maybe we can counter it on the way back down after. All right, force pitching Time Walk. Flusterstorm your force. If they have a follow-up Flusterstorm, we obviously get got here. Not super got, because I do have a creature. They have a Flusterstorm follow-up. This is an actual nightmare. This went so badly for me. Alright, well, I have an Ascendant Spirit. I can't flashback Petty Theft, right? I assume? Because that's not how this card works. Then I have less mana to use. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I kind of always want this Ancestral back. Like, I will eventually kill this Narset, right? Unless they draw Abrupt Decay right now. I don't know. I have I have a Dig Through Time. I'm not sure. I guess it makes sense to just be bouncing it beforehand. I guess that's fair. Drown in the Lock does not kill this, right? I actually don't think I have any actual spells that kill this. I kind of have to attack it. But thankfully I have a creature in my deck, so doesn't look like this creature's gonna die. So they might just not activate the Narset so that the Narset doesn't die. Because I can't double activate this. I'm pretty sure I'm casting Dig Through Time this turn, though. I could maybe cast 2 Dig Through Times with my Jace. Possible. Too bad I can't Merchant Scroll for Brazen Borrower. Double Wasteland. They're going to Wasteland my Sanctuary. Makes sense. No activation on the Narset. Also makes sense. Black Lotus. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna go Black Lotus, Dig Through Time, and hopefully they don't have negation. And then maybe I'll do it again. If they have negation, it's pretty bad, right? But my own Narset. Because Standstill would normally be pretty good here, but they have an active Narset still. We could also just take a land. I'm not 100%. I definitely want to be standing up this. The Jace could ultimate, but I kind of think it's better to just like flashback another dig, right? What if we go land Narset here? That gives me 5 mana and I can go pump to 2 and play a Narset. But that might be worse than going just like take Narset negation. I don't know. If it was a force of will, I'd be more inclined. I might just take Narset land. I don't know if that's right though. I'm gonna take this standstill. Even though it's kind of bad right now. I don't think dig again is correct. I think I would rather pump this and put the Narset to 1. They have to play removal. Okay, they're gonna remove the Narset. That's kind of interesting. Treasure Cruise? Okay, I guess that makes sense. Well, now I'm just gonna cast like a ton of Ancestral Recalls, right? So maybe we should have dug during that turn. It's definitely possible. I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm trying to figure it out as we go too. If I get their 1 negation, I'm gonna be so sad, but yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to go for Jace ult here. I think it's better to just cast another Ancestral Recall. Oh my god. I believe we've acquired all of the things, have we not? Should we treasure cruise? I guess. Yeah, all right, that was that was we may have acquired the card advantage, chat. The card advantage may have been acquired on that turn. Oh my god. This deck is wild. Okay, I'm just gonna bring in Dead of Winter against them. And I'm gonna board out Commandeer. I could technically board in Needle. Actually, maybe Needle for like a Deathrite Shaman is fine. I just would have to take out Trap Negation, probably. I think that's fine. They have Decay, which is a great misdirection target. I think like hitting Deathrite Shaman's actually kind of important on Needle, so maybe it's fine. Let's try this. This hand's probably fine. I have a pretty early cruise. That's fine keep against a bug deck. Guess it's not great against turn 1 Deathrite Shaman. Alright, so what if we go Black Lotus, Spirit, Spirit? Is that even good? It doesn't let our opponent use a land, which I like. I don't know if this is actually good, to be honest with you, but they can't eat the Black Lotus from the yard, so unfortunately, I can't pump these with Black Lotus mana. Oh, I got Mental Misstep. Okay. I have another one. I need to try to make my way to... Yeah, they had a Wasteland, so we can play around that. Okay, that's annoying for sure. It's going to be a hard game, I think. Not a great draw. At the very least, what I can do is just play this land out, continue to keep their Deathrite Shaman turned off for now. The question will become, am I supposed to pump this? Unfortunately, we have drawn 2 lands that do not pump it another time. Jesus. I have to force this, right? I'm going to lose this game. I can't beat Tarmogoyfs. My deck cannot beat Tarmogoyfs. If I had like 2 more basics, I could draw Dead of Winter, and maybe that would be good enough, but I guess I only need 1 more basic. I kind of feel like that's how we're going to win this game, so I kind of just want this to resolve. Yeah, I have 2 drowns as well. I think it's better to sack this and pump right now. Just good use of our mana, even though we turned on their Deathrite Shaman. Misdirection. So if I wasteland this, I have 4, 5, 6. So I don't even have enough. Kind of frustrating. I mean, I think it's still the right play. I think we're just gonna die. I don't really see my way out of this game. No eat at the end of turn. I don't know about that one. I'm taking 8 here. Holy shit. Maybe they'll cast Ancestral and I can misdirection it. No, they're just gonna pass back. I'm still short on Cruise. I have to chump once. Hopefully they, like, Abrupt Decay one of my things and I misdirect it. Kind of all I can hope for, right? Oh, now they're choosing to do that. Brainstorm. That was not Ancestral. I really would have liked that to be Ancestral. Up board? Yeah, so we can rule out being able to drown, I mean, it's gonna be hard to even drown this board. I think we're dead. We pretty much can't, Dead of Winter this board, so I kind of think we need to hit, like, I don't know, drown into flashback drown, maybe? Yeah, we won the first game by a large amount. Holding open Wasteland, okay. Wastelanding my Underground Sea, okay. Alright, I need to hit a drown right now, and then I can do a block flip. That's a terrible card. Maybe I actually just have to flip it and draw a card so that I can try to... I don't even know. think we need to draw a drown, right? I guess it's not gonna work. We can't just block. We're gonna lose if we just block. All right, if we draw, no, we can't even draw Black Lotus. Okay, we need to draw land, Moxen, Time Walk. Actually, I just shrank these. I did shrink these. However, it looks like I'm gonna get flustered. That's kind of unfortunate. I could misdirection the flusters. That's still gonna put us a cruise into the yard. So even if I tap, doesn't really work. All right, your fluster counters your fluster, and then I draw 3. Wait, this did this? Yeah, they have another force. Okay, well now I die, right? Because these are 3. It's exactly 5 damage. Okay, cool. What if I had a tabernacle here? I guess I would still die. Probably. Goif is a little rough for us, yeah. I don't really think we're supposed to do anything differently, though. I don't really think... Yeah, I don't really think it was anything we could have really done. It was a really... Without drawing Drown, it seems pretty tough there. Alright, on the play. Game 3. God, why is it always Mystic Sanctuary, dude? If this was... Oh, if this was a basic island, I could just go Spirit Standstill. It's always Sanctuary. That fucks me. So wild. I'm so unlucky. I always draw my Sanctuary. No one else does. Is this hand still keepable? I don't think so, because theoretically my opponent can just play a Deathrite Shaman, right? I guess I could force the Deathrite Shaman. I could just get Wastelanded, though. This doesn't seem keepable to me. I'm gonna mulligan it. What the fuck is that? Alright, I'm just not allowed to play Magic, I guess. All of my hands are super susceptible to Wasteland in my 7 basic deck. It's like, it's insanity. What the? Can I just draw a basic island? Why do I have to do this? This is... I haven't drawn a single hand with a basic island in it. Or a fetch land. No, I don't think Pithing Needle Wasteland is the right play. It could be. Maybe it is. Yeah. That's what I was worried about the other hands. Alright, just need to draw a land. 17 of them. I drew. I drew. Oh my lord. It's incredible. It's actually insane. It's actually ridiculous. Oh, it's so fucked, guys. It's so fucked. Hey, there's a fetch land. I think I'm just supposed to hit this Tarmogoyf while they're tapped out. I can't actually, because they don't have 2 cards in their yard. Never mind. I did give them a land to eat off my Deathrite Shaman, though. If they want to eat my land and pay, that would have been fine with me. I think we're very dead, by the way, chat. I'm pretty sure. Jesus Christ. Why is this a Library of Alexandria? Why? So fucked. We like drew so badly. Like we're so fucked. The game is over. The game is over. It's not even worth playing out. Like there's no point, right? Like what are we gonna do? They're just gonna draw 3 cards a turn and we lose. At least if our starting hand in this game had a fetch land or an island instead of a damn Mystic Sanctuary, we would probably win this game. We would just go turn 1 Spirit, turn 2 Standstill, and probably win. But now, no. We mulled to 5, and our 5-card hand was still bad. We're not beating a resolved library, resolved Oko. It's just not happening. Like, this card is completely dead. We did unfortunately face the all creature deck, so that doesn't really help the situation either. There's just no point. It's just no point in playing this. Oh, all right, let's go back to GeoGuessr. All right, round 3, chat. We suffered a brutal round 2 loss, so now we are 1-1. Let's see what we can do versus Don. Okay, that's a reasonable hand. Card is quite sus, but I know that Chains really likes to have a sweeper in the main in his standstill list. It has been reasonable. It's super good against Bug. Not great against Tarmogoyf, but it's great against every other creature in Bug. I've won a couple matches versus Bug where Dead of Winter has just been a super all-star. I didn't want to Spell Pierce the Sapphire, but Spell Piercing the top is like pretty solid value. So 1 point here for Spell Pierce over Flusterstorm. We're trying 1 Spell Pierce, 1 Flusterstorm split instead of 2 Flusterstorm, and Spell Pierce has been really good for me. I've had like a lot of happy times is not a weird. I've been very happy with what Spell Pierce has done. So opponent might actually force this. Pitching a Pio. You think that means they have an Opal? I can't really force back because I think my Merchant Scroll Ancestral is too important, but I mean, our Spell Pierce just traded for a Pio and a Force of Will, so I think it was a pretty big win on our part. Yeah, so they actually had exactly what I was saying. They had an Opal follow-up. Blue card is probably our best draw. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? I mean, we could die because I guess technically we can pitch this Ancestral, so it's not the worst thing in the world. We don't actually just die, but I mean, they really shouldn't be killing your lands. You should be fetching like tons of basics, right? We just happen to draw our 3 non-basic lands every game versus Goggles. Like, we actually have mostly fetch lands and basics. All right, hopefully they don't have another mana here, or they don't have a Tinker. They just have a Tinker? Oh, they have a Time Walk. This sucks because I'm pretty sure that I have to let this go, and what I think this means is they're going to cast Pio, which is so bad because I have to force it, and I lose my Ancestral. I don't really think I had a choice, though. I don't know. We kind of needed to draw a blue card off the top of our library, I think. Instead of Winter, man. Just any other spell, really. Is this going to be Tinker with Fluster? Okay, this is fine. If they go for Merchants, go for Ancestral here, I'm going to let it resolve because our Ancestral is way more important to get this library going. They went for Ancestral. They cast Ancestral. I'm just letting this resolve. I feel like I need to get some value going here, and if I force something like that, it's gonna end very poorly for me. So when I draw up to 6 cards, if I go down to 5 cards by playing the island, 4 cards, 7 cards. So I do want to play the island. It also helps me play around Fluster. Obviously, we want to draw a blue card to go with this. That will, of course, put us back off of the library. Oh, wow. They're going to Opal lost. Why do we want this to happen? What does this mean? Does it mean Vampiric Tutor? Maybe it means Pyroblast. I wonder if we're supposed to not cast Ancestral then. I think it's just so good to cast Ancestral. Maybe it's Flusterstorm and I can just pay for it now. If they force this or Pyroblast this, am I forcing back? I guess is the biggest question. I think the answer is yes. I really just want this to resolve. Oh. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. All right, I will resolve my ancestral. Oh my lord. Oh, we got a problem, chat. We've got a problem. Found all my basics. Maybe they'll just play a mentor that I can Dead of Winter. No, it looks like we have to counter a PO here. Oh, repeal on your Sensei's top? It's a good play. Definitely not fighting over it because I want to be able to keep my library online, seeing as I have 5 lands in hand. They finally found a land drop on turn 4, but they're still pretty far away from casting relevant spells, it looks like. So this library should give us the oomph we need to pull through in this game. The best, I kind of wanted to see a standstill off the top of our library here. That would be pretty good. What are we cracking for? Just to spin again? Didn't like this top cards. Snow-covered island, love it. All right. I mean, we're not in a bad spot versus PO. Obviously, they have infinite mana, which is a problem, but figurative infinite, by the way. We drew a Narfi. I guess we can pitch it to hand size. We drew another land? Yo, do I have enough islands left? I think I do. All right, well, I mean, this is kind of doing exactly what we intended, right? I didn't really want to draw all of these lands. We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess 8 lands. Yikes. Another top is fine. You going in for a big PO here? Yeah, going in for a big PO here. Has to have blue card force as the remaining 2 cards. Seems unlikely. Oh, didn't activate one of them. Oh no, they know. They found blue card force. We just needed to draw any cards this game that weren't lands. Like 2 other blue cards would have given us double forces. It's so we running cold now. We running real cold. Oh, I had to force pitch force because we just drew 0 blue cards this game. I guess we drew the Narfi. Maybe we should have kept the Narf. I mean, I would have kept the Narfi if we had double blue card. But without double blue card, there's just no reason to keep the Narfi. It's super sad. Because I don't feel like we should have lost this game, but no, we just actually needed any blue card in Magic, right? If we have double Force of Will, we're super far ahead. So we are off library at that point, so maybe we still lose. But we just look at this. We just drew 10 lands out of our 18 lands. So Night's Whisper, PO. I mean, I'll concede to a second PO. I don't really care at that. I mean, I guess I kind of have to see if you're on Pyroblast or not, maybe. Looks like they found something. Found a black source for Demonic. Or Yagwil. Oh, Night's Whisper. Okay, do you have PO as your last card? If you don't have PO as your last card, maybe we get to play Magic. Okay. The game is not over. However, we do have to find, I guess, a negation right away. I don't know. Seems pretty dead. At the very least, I get to do the thing, right? I get to bring back the Betrayer King. Look at that. Boom. Kaldheim. Get him. Ponder? Sure. I mean, if they have a misstep, we just get ranched. But really? We're going in on this? I have 5 cards in my hand. You just don't care. They just don't care. Wait, why did I misplayed this so badly? I was supposed to play this and fetch a Mystic Sanctuary and put Ancestral on top, right? I'm off it. I'm off it, I guess. Yeah. I don't know, man. They're almost dead. The beats. I'll just F6, whatever. This game was so sad to me. All right, I mean, they have to win this turn or they die. Golos is Citadel at 4 life? A bold play. I mean, you don't have any more black mana, so you can't Yogwill right now. Opponent is making interesting choices. They might just lose. Oh my god, hold on. Shit. I fucked up, didn't I? I should not have F6'd, I guess. It's okay. I can still get 3 snow-covered lands right here, right? I should have been able to do this in a much better way. But this is fine. As long as I have more snow-covered lands left. I think I have at least one more. I mean, this seems weird, right? They're at 2. They have an active mana crypt. Like, one, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have another island, so if they pass, we win. Oh, they just have a PO. Okay. Why are they... Yeah, I guess balance gets rid of my counter magic or something. I don't know. Pretty sure we can't win from this situation here, but if we had won this game, it would have been a miracle. So I feel like opponent took suboptimal lines, but I don't really know what they were off the top of my head. Yo is like a really good matchup for us. I think we have like infinite counter magic in our deck. Did they find it off like their very last spin, or I don't really know. All I know is we're making them play it out. So I wish I had kept the Dead of Winter. I guess they're gonna find Time Walk. No, yeah. They just need to find Yagwil is what they really need to find. It looks like they're on my PO list. Esper PO, Balance in the main. Well, maybe an older version of my list, seeing as I'm not playing Vault Key right now. Whatever. We're gonna let the opponent do the thing. I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back. How's the match going, chat? Had bad day. Yeah, looks pretty bad. Crazy. People don't want to be put on Twitter, you know. You guys think the Narfi can get there? Or you guys think the Narfi can get there, or is just it's not worth hoping? So if you're playing PO, the trick with Monastery Mentor is to put the 2 unique triggers on the stack first, and then it will auto stack the rest of the triggers. So you put this trigger and this trigger on the stack, and then all of these monk triggers will go on the stack automatically. Five, 9. Yeah, we should be good. They should be good after this one. Yeah, don't put this trigger on the stack first. These 2 triggers. These, this guy. Oh, almost there, almost there. But this one, no. Magic Online does do some things nice for you. 15, 21. That's enough. Attack, attack, attack. Am I rooting for the PO player? Maybe. Attack all is a button. All right. We've spent 5 minutes. They spent 15, and we have been defeated. Dead of Winter coming out. 1 Flux coming in. I don't think having an answer to Mentor is, like, particularly worthwhile. Whereas being able to tutor for 1 Flux is fine. Though Strip Mine's kind of garbage, so maybe we just want 1 Dead of Winter as an option to tutor for as well. That was game 1. We did not find another blue card, so... Drowning in the Loch is technically kind of an answer, but if they cast any spells, it's not an answer, so... I'm more worried about, like, a turn 1 Mentor with, like, maybe a Moxen after and no other spells. Like, being able to answer that, I think, might be something that we need. I don't really know, though. Yep, keep. It's a great hand versus PO. Imagine if we probe into Lotus here. Force of Will, no blue card. That is a bold keep from my my friend across the table. I'm bad. Oh. Well, maybe they made a mistake on their keep. I'm not going to counter. Oh, they drew a land? All right. Well, that was a good draw. I think they're just going to play a Nice Whisper here. Yeah. They'd find a blue card for force. We're in the tank. They asked me if they're supposed to force. You know, it's a fair question. I don't know the answer, friend. Do what your gut tells you. I like the Oh, I really like the. Am I supposed to? I think they're probably not. I guess because they can force protecting their like balance, which is probably really strong. So it's probably correct not to force the standstill, I guess. But maybe I don't know. It seems like a really bad spot for my opponent, to be perfectly honest. It's funny to me. Hey, am I supposed to force this? Yeah. All right. So we're just cracking the standstill. Okay. That one's fine. Upkeep. Is this an ancestral? Interesting. Uh I mean, if they have Vault with Force backup, I have to double Force. Not that bad for them. I guess I might have been supposed to cast Ponder here. Yeah. I think not forcing Standstill was definitely correct. Alright, I've exiled this Time Vault forever, so I've dealt with that problem. That was maybe I was supposed to keep the Brainstorm? Another Standstill. Guess that's fine. You have not have the ability to. All right. They can have a balance here, which is pretty good against Standstill Spirit. I guess they didn't hit the white mana. Don't talk about my 4/4 flyer like it's a Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. Come on now. Put some respect. All right, this balance is going to hurt me. This balance is going to hurt me unless I draw a force. All right, rip. This balance did hurt me. I have to keep this swamp. And I will keep Demonic Standstill. Oh my god, that was so loud. Ow, 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 ow. Thank you for Thank you for subscribing. Mo, congrats on your new job. Boom, rip my one drop. You hate to see it. All right. This game got a little tight. I don't know. Now I get. Ooh, should we just go demonic for another ascendant spirit and then standstill, or should I go ancestral? Another spirit. We don't know any cards in their hand anymore. I guess if they PO for 2 or 3 here, it'd be pretty good. Probably lose. Mentor? Tinker? Yikes. Oh, it's Mentor. That's pretty bad. Actually, if we stand still right now, we're probably winning that, right? I don't actually know if that's true, but this is such a weird game. I feel like our deck's not very good. Time Walk? Damn, that's a good one. I think we should just force their time walk. No, I don't think we're supposed to commandeer there. No, no, chat. Look, they're gonna search for ancestral right now. We might lose this game. I kind of think we might lose this game. I guess if we had commandeered the time walk, we may have won this game instead. No, commandeer takes control of a spell, not to change. Oh, they tutor for PO to get around my mental misstep. Damn it, not good. I actually might lose because we didn't commandeer there. Holy shit, I think we're gonna lose because I didn't commandeer that. Oh, I'm so bad. I've been playing like shit today. Yo, thanks True Hero for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Oh, that's a good draw. Oh, the sanctuary's in my yard. Quite awkward. Shit. Interesting. What is this even merchant scroll for? Ancestral? Alright, what is the plan here? I can get a force of will so that the PO doesn't resolve. Um Probably the best call. I can get a drown in the lock and kill the mentor. I just don't know if we beat the PO if I do that. Do we actually beat the PO if we do that? Yes, we do. We can actually bounce in response as well. Oh, and I guess we can't bounce in response as well because we used all of our mana. I think we might lose. I don't know. I think you guys are vastly underestimating how good this PO is. Like, if they play another Moxen, it's PO for 3. It's 4 pluses. I have to chump. I think you're definitely underestimating how good this PO is. Yeah, you are looking at exactly the one situation where these Ascendant Spirits are not impressive. Congratulations, Sam. Like, you didn't watch the Ascendant Spirits be very good in all of the other games. So, yes, this one situation where the opponent has resolved a Monastery Mentor. Sure. I actually don't have to block with either of these because I can just Brazen Borrower them both. Hmm. They drew a Force. Okay. Shit. Can I attack at all? They don't have any removal in their deck, so I mean they could have repeal. Oh, they just have key. Fucking hell. I guess I just should attack with both. Well, attack with. If I attack with both, then I still can't double pump and kill them though. I could have countered this key. Oh, I'm gonna lose this game. I think I don't like a bunch of the plays we made in this game. Not commandeering the time walk does seem like it cost us. They're gonna turn it on. I have to top deck to win this game. I have to actually top deck to win this game. I should have countered this key. I could have countered the key with mental misstep. I just didn't think it mattered because I had double answers, but they drew Force of Will. I'm gonna lose this fucking game. I played so badly though. Wait a second. I had this game won if I had one more life because I could just pump. No, that would have put me to one. Never mind. What can I even draw? I already lost all my Drown in the locks. I could draw Dead of Winter, I guess. I have like 0 draws in my deck that are good. I have Dig Through Time and Dead of Winter and Ancestral. Those are the only remaining. Demonic, maybe? No, Dead of Winter's already in my yard. So I have like 1 or 2 draws in my deck that actually can get me out of this game. No, I didn't side out Dead of Winter. It's literally in my yard. Lux does not do it because they just activate. It actually has to be. I don't even know if a draw spell doesn't even get me anywhere though, because none of my cards do anything. I don't have a time walk. I don't have because I don't have Sanctuary. Yeah, I think I'm actually just Dobbs. Pretty sure I'm just Dobbs. I have no outs. That's fucked. I played this game so badly though. It's my own fault. If I had just forced the Manifold Key or mental misstep the Manifold Key, we would have won this game. Second Borrower is already countered because they drew Force of Will off of their draw step. So we just put them to 2 and then die. Super frustrating. I mean, I played this game abysmally, so it's my own fault, but oh, I played so badly. How could I play this badly? I feel like I made like 8 mistakes. Terrible. I feel like there were so many misplays in that game. Okay, round 4 Vintage Challenge. Oh, we ran into Falcon Eye. We ran into a lot of friends of the channel today. Unfortunately, this hand is just like, I don't know. It's kind of weak. I think I'm keeping it though. Falcon Eye on Bug or are they on Oath? Going on today. Commandeer is just like not that good, guys. I mean, yeah, it would have won us our last round if we if we weren't bad. Oh god, it's shop. Wait, Commandeer can be good against shops. Come on, play me a Karn the Great Creator on turn 1. Dredge is hard, but it's hard for different reasons, right? Oh no, we just never mind. All right, have to negate that. Okay, the tree balls. Alright, that's a good draw, it's a good draw. I'll take a fetch land every day. Commandeer that? Yeah, I don't know about that one. I wanna know. Do, do, do. Chalice on 1. Yeah, sure. Don't care. Just could not care at all. Well, I don't have a choice on that one. Immediately draw one of my 1-drops. There really aren't that many 1-drops because I'm not playing Preordain. But I kind of need to hit more lands now, fortunately. No, not like this. Yikes. Let's do island and swamp. I mean, you still just name Delta, I assume. I could have stolen that, I guess, and named something, but I don't really feel like that's good. Doesn't seem like that would be very good. I don't think there are actually very many good commandeer targets at all in the deck. Jace French Prodigy, it's a reasonable name. Phyrexian Revoker. Sure. Does mean I can't play any standstills. Alright, they don't want Jace activating. I understand that now. I hit a land off the top. Pretty good. Think I just am going to jam my demonic. I don't think it's likely that there will be something I can commandeer. And I think I'm just supposed to get an ancestral recall. Oh, no, that would get countered by the Thought Chalice. So, not naming Ascendant. Well, I mean, there's a Chalice of the Void in play, so. And it's not very good unless I borrow the Chalice at some point. So I can't get the Jace. What can I get? My deck has no good cards in it. Maybe I was actually just supposed to go for an end of turn Brazen Borrower. Just cast the Brazen Borrower as a 3/1 flyer. Yeah, none of these cards are any good. Am I supposed to just get another land? I guess I can get Drowned in the Lock, but they don't have any cards in their yard, so it doesn't really work. I don't know. None of my cards are good. My deck is terrible. I mean, they just play a Golos and we lose on the spot, right? Maybe I'm supposed to get a land? I don't know. It seems bad for the home team. Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, I needed to get a land, it looks like. Brutal. Okay, I have a lot of lands in my deck. Maybe I'll draw one. Easy game. It was not close. All right, it's time to assemble the fairy army because that's what we got going for us here. Still lose to a Golos. Looks like that's what they have too. Oh, a Mystic Forge. Do we want a Mystic Forge, chat? Kind of think we do, right? Just choose what I think we want a Mystic Forge. Sure, let's take a Mystic Forge. I'd love a Mystic Forge. Thanks for asking. Why not? Give me your Mystic Forge. Why not? Yeah, see, we get to bin the Flusterstorm. Insanity. So good. Ah, damn, I want that Underground Sea. Unfortunate. I'm gonna have to shuffle it away though. Unless I bounce at the end of turn. I could just bounce this Revoker, I guess, technically. But I think we need to start putting a Brazen Borrower in play. What'd they draw? Another Revoker? The race is on, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't feel like we're gonna get very far here. They're gonna name Mystic Forge now. Oh no, we need the Dead of Winter. Which we can't cast because it costs 5 mana. Are we just dead? How do we play this here? What do we even do? Bouncing is really bad. And we can't raise? I think we're dead. We need to... Should we just draw this Underground Sea? I mean, they can't name Delta, so... Yeah. What do we do? These can't even block Revokers. Not really sure how we're gonna get out of this game. I drew a 1-drop. Yeah, it's really bad for the home team. I think we're just going to lose to Phyrexian Revokers. That's kind of on brand, I guess. Yeah, I'm not really seeing the light at the end of this tunnel here. Cost what, 2 mana to gush? I can't even time walk even if I draw into it. Just draw like creatures off the top, no lands. I don't understand why my opponents never draw any lands. That's not fair. I don't think we have any outs here, so. Alright, I don't know. I probably played that game badly too, but I'm not really sure what we were supposed to do. We did top deck multiple 1-drops into the Chalice on 1 that I didn't care about, but whatever. Luck sitting it is. Maybe we're supposed to leave in Dead of Winter. I actually don't think that would have done anything because we would not have been able to clock our opponent fast enough. I'm pretty sure the problem was we DT'd for the wrong card. I mean, not doing it on that turn means we are likely to not ever be able to do it if they play a sphere. So I don't really know if that vibes either. Not like we're guaranteed to be able to cast our spells, you know? Don't think I'm actually supposed to play Spirit here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a blue card. That's why we have double force and we just work towards our flux. We just need to draw lands. I don't think I'm allowed to counter that. So workshop Lotus Hand, huh? Okay. I just need to draw lands for the whole game, I guess. I mean, we've done that most other games in this tournament, so countering Sphere is not very good use of your Force of Will. Pretty irrelevant card. Sure, if we just draw no lands for the rest of the game, it will prevent us from casting Flux, but pretty bad use of 2 cards. I do not agree that you should be trying to cast Force on Sphere there. I think it's really bad. Really? Bold play. You just you are going to you are always going to, unless you draw on the horrendously bad end of variance, cast Flux in that game. So you don't want to counter spells that don't do anything. You need to save your spells for the corner cases that are going to beat your Flux. When your deck is just all basic islands, you just play your basic islands, and they're playing these ghost quarters and these wastelands, and it doesn't do anything. Let them do that. Fine. Oh, this was a good game. Both teams fought hard. I don't know who was saying they had problems with the shops matchup. The shops matchup is just very, very easy. You just play Flux and you win every time. I don't know. The only matchup that's really bad is Dredge, and Bug can be hard if you don't draw the right combination of spells. Anyways, yeah, I'm a big fan of the shops matchup. Just play 4 Flux. Go in the business. Like, most of the time, the way they keep you from casting Flux is by wastelanding you and locking you. But you just don't get wasteland locked ever. Like, you can get so if they went Sphere there, and they followed it up with Sorcerer's Spyglass, then I have to the Sorcerer's Spyglass is infinitely better than the Sphere. Because the Sorcerer's Spyglass naming Delta is just like so much better at locking me out of casting spells than Sphere is. And yeah, I have 2 forces, but there's no reason to just like lose a force for no reason. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, here we are. Round 5 Vintage Challenge up against Andreas. Let's see what we can do. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We've got a kind of a medium hand. Does have a force, does have a Jace, so definitely gonna keep it, but you don't really like to see your hand with Mystic Sanctuary. And the blue-black means that it is not Bant Archon. I wonder if it's Doomsday. Doomsday is a matchup that I don't mind for our deck. Bottom off Preordain. Ancestral Recall. I'm gonna hold this Ancestral Recall. We don't want to overdraw. Don't want to run it into a free like Daze or anything like that. But I don't think I'm casting this Ancestral Recall. I think I would rather run my Jason. I don't know. I just really don't want to get... What the hell just happened? They just brainstorm lock themselves? I mean, we weren't going to do anything anytime soon, but I'm going to assume it's Doomsday, and I'm just going to board out the Dead of Winter and board in... I can't even Needle Delta. Do we even have, like, should we just bring in this Jailer? One Leyline? Needle Street Wraith? I don't know. None of these cards are good. At least a Jailer attack. I guess we'll just bring in Needle. Whatever. I just don't have cards to bring in for the matchup. We're already pre-boarded. I don't really know what happened. I believe opponent brainstorm locked themselves and did not want to play it out. I do not understand, but it could just be they're 2-2 in the challenge and it's 10 o'clock at night in Europe and they don't want to play anymore. I don't really know. It's kind of odd for sure. That hand has 0 mana in it. Also the Dead Needle. Okay, this hand's a little bit better. No, Narset quite good against my opponent's deck if they're on Doomsday. Has Force, not a bad place to be. I think we're just going to bottom... what am I going to bottom? Am I just going to bottom this DT? Keep as many blue spells as possible? I think so. They kept a 6er. See what they've got. Okay. I definitely think we're playing against Doomsday. That makes the most sense to me. This time they went bottom again. Another Mystic Sanctuary draw. I think I am going to play out this Sanctuary. Obviously, it runs me into the problem of days, but I think being able to ponder with a Delta is more important. If opponent wishes to play Doomsday on this turn, I'm pretty sure I would let it resolve and try to fight over the post whatever. The post Doomsday life. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I would counter the Doomsday. Not 100% clear. It's also possible that Andreas is playing in like the Legacy P2 queue as well at the same time, maybe multi-queuing. So that might be it as well. Let's see what happens. Okay, what do you got for us? If this is an Underground Sea, then we're definitely on Doomsday. All right, definitely on Doomsday. Blue, Time Walk resolves. They're pretty low cards in their hand. I think I would actually counter a Doomsday at this point. It's going to get us closer to casting a Narset. Okay, is this a lethal brainstorm again? Imagine it's just you win right after this brainstorm. Nope, this one found a fetch land. The game continues. All right, so they're gonna have 2 cards left in hand. Oh, I'm gonna definitely negate that. If they fluster, I probably just use all my resources. I would think. I could get dazed as well, obviously. That would be bad. I just don't really see us beating a Necro from this situation, from this stage of the board. Obviously, we have nothing, but seems like they're tanking over our counter magic. Why would... Oh, doesn't seem like we're resolving it. All right, so I definitely want to draw a blue card here or fast mana. Okay, that's fine. So now we have extra counter magic. We can resolve a Narset. An end of turn vamp. Oh, Watery Grave. Nice. Hmm. 4 mana. Now, I still think I would counter a Doomsday. Even if their last card is Flusterstorm. Ooh. Do we counter Demonic? I don't think we would. I guess the reason to counter Demonic is Mystic Sanctuary and Ancestral. But I don't think I'm countering Ancestral either, so... The only card that really I care about is this Narset, right? I don't see myself countering an Ancestral. The only problem with Ancestral is it can draw them into days, but... All right, I assume the way this turn's gonna go is... Maybe I will counter Ancestral. I don't know. They have only one other card in their hand. Am I just gonna go land, Narset, the Ancestral, I force it? I think that's fine, right? I'm not really sure. I think at this low amount of resources, maybe it is just correct to force the Ancestral. Though, if we were gonna force the Ancestral, maybe we wanted to force the DT instead. So forcing the Ancestral in this situation does mean we would resolve a Narset. So maybe the... Oh yeah, so they don't have Fluster, because this doesn't make any sense with Fluster. So I'm definitely just gonna force this. And then we're gonna slam this Narset and hope their last card isn't Daze. Okay. I missed on my Narset. Okay. That's unfortunate, but is what it is. They have a Doomsday now? Okay. They can't kill me right now because they can't draw extra cards. They do have to make a Doomsday pile that wins over a couple turns. I really did not want to miss on that Narset. Hell yeah. Kim did a great job on the new emotes. Yo, I missed a MTG in my list. I missed a lethal commandeer today. I've been playing very medium. Super sad. Super sad. This deck is a little too hard for me, I think. It's not as powerful as I would like, so it's I have to make a lot of correct decisions in a row, and I don't tend to make enough correct decisions in a row. So need to go back to small brain PO life, I think. All right, so they put Time Walk and Demonic into their pile. That makes sense because they're trying. Basically, what they're gonna do is they're gonna make a pile that doesn't draw cards or draws cards on my turn, right? So they can't draw another card on this turn, but they can draw a card on my turn. So they can Street Wraith on my turn, Time Walk, Demonic Tutor, or Demonic Tutor for Time Walk. I think they should be able to get far enough down on this one turn. So we kind of need to find counter magic. We did not find counter magic. And we did find a force, so that's pretty good. I think we want this force. Hopefully the one force is going to be good enough. So they don't Street Wraith on our turn. They just start with Time Walk. Okay. And then Demonic for Thassa, but you still have to have Force back. Oh, they have Sleight of Hand in their deck. I see. Okay. It's interesting. Misdirection is not going to be usable because they're not casting any draw spells like Ancestral. I just don't know how they're going to protect their spell from a force. They're probably just not, right? What they're going to do is just have a second Thassa's Oracle in their pile. So we have to beat this second Thassa's Oracle is the key. I don't know how we're going to do that. Okay. I mean, that helps, I guess. All right. I can draw Drown in the Lock here. Force. I drew nothing. Okay. All right, we lost, I guess. It would not because Narset prevents them from drawing. So, not a combo. Yeah, the Narset is very good against Doomsday, except for the weird moments where it's not good against Doomsday. To be fair, I think this game would have been a lot easier if our Narset hadn't whiffed. Our Narset whiffing on the very first activation was probably the point where we ended up with some issues. Oh man, because we just really needed another blue card, right? Because if we could get up to 5 mana, we could hard cast Force or something. That certainly is a group of Magic the Gathering cards, is it not, chat? What do I do with this? This hand's like already bad because it has a needle in it. It does play a Jace and a Spirit on turn 1, but does that really matter? Does that really do anything? I don't really see it as powerful play. I could go Library Go. I get to draw off Library, then maybe play Land Sapphire Jace. I don't know if that's very good either. I think I just have better hands than that. This hand is super awkward too, but we're keeping this one. Get some power. I'm just gonna ship back the sanctuary, and hopefully we'll find more land. Well, this deck is in serious need of removal, so Drown in the Lock actually helps a lot. Um, we actually had a situation already came up that we can Merchant Scroll, um, for a Drown in the Lock, which was pretty sweet to remove a Monastery Mentor. This hand isn't like ideal. We need some help. We could really use more lands off the top, but it's not terrible. We have to put some clocks down fast. We have a misstep for an early Doomsday. Um, we have options. Definitely don't think that countering Preordain's very good. I would rather save it for a Dark Ritual or an Ancestral or something. I'm hoping here for a land drop. That way I can play a Spirit and hold up Flusterstorm. But if not, I'll just Brainstorm. I guess I'm just going to Ponder. If they misstep me, I'll misstep back. If they daze me, they daze me. Looking for at least a fetch land in these 3 cards. A fetch land lets me have a lot more choices. All right. I guess we're shuffling because none of those are lands, and we did not hit a land there. All right. Well, I mean, we looked at 4 cards after our first turn, and none of them were lands. No bueno. Yeah, I guess it's better than us having to have brainstormed and done a similar thing. So if we had brainstormed there, we definitely would lose. Slightly less than ideal to not have that, but gotta do what you gotta do. Hopefully we can just draw a land. Time Walk maybe. It's gonna be a tough game. Opponent kept a 7-card hand on the draw as Doomsday. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, are you just gonna Doomsday? Oh. Well, seems bad for us, chat. Well, we shouldn't die. Actually, we can die here. That would be pretty bad. They can go through this without ever casting a 1-mana spell because they demonics for Lotus. So if they have a Street Wraith in their hand and they draw into Gush and then they go Lotus Oracle, does that dig them deep enough? Down to 4, Gush down to 2. Yeah. So if they go for it here, we just lose because we have none of our 10 freeze counter spells. I think Doomsday is a pretty strong matchup for us, but seems like we're not vibing very well right now. I feel like we've kind of combined running cold and playing poorly today, and we're still gonna be 2-3. So that's actually not terrible for how poorly we've been playing and how cold we've been running. So maybe we should think of that as a plus. Yeah, it's actually less likely that I have no force in my hand than I do have a force. Like it's more likely that I have one of my 8 free counter spells than I don't, but I currently don't. I don't know exactly what kind of pile Andreas is going to build, so we'll have to see what happens. But missing a land drop on my ponder was very bad. If I was able to hold up Flusterstorm, Mental Misstep, it feels really good for me. Black Lotus is going in the pile. Makes sense. I mean, if they have Force of Will, I assume that they're just gonna go Street Wraith, Gush, Black Lotus, Doomsday, Black Lotus, Thassa's Oracle, kill me. If they already have a Force of Will in their hand, which they could easily have. If they don't have a Street Wraith, then obviously we get one more turn, which would be nice. But all right, we did get the extra turn that we were looking for here, which is really, really good. So at the very least, I can hold up some counters. um, Probe, interesting draw. That's a really good draw, actually. Good to see exactly what they're working with. Maybe draw into a land. So they have Ancestral in their hand. So their hand already included Ancestral. Interesting. I guess we could definitely figure out their remaining cards. Should we do that, chat? They do have a Flusterstorm here already. If I draw a land here, I can Time Walk, which is relevant. Yo, Anurag, thank you. That's a big old host raid. Appreciate that. I hope you had a good, I think it was a PTQ stream today. Hope you had a good PTQ stream. We're currently 2-2 in the Vintage Challenge with a Standstill brew. We're playing Send Spirit and Standstill. Currently facing Doomsday. They've already resolved the Doomsday. We did draw a land, so we know that they have Fluster, Thassa, Doomsday, Ancestral. We know that in their deck they have Lotus, Gush, Thassa. Lotus, Gush, Thassa. 1, 2, 3 forces. Force of Will? No, one. No Force of Will. 1, 2, 3. There's already 4 Force of Wills. Maybe a Daze? No, 3 Dazes in the yard. So probably a Fluster. And how many Street Wraiths? 1, 2. Maybe a Street Wraith and a Fluster. Misstep. Nope, no misstep. I'm gonna fetch another basic island and time walk here. Try to find another force. If I can find a force, I might be able to win this. Even a strip mine might do it, actually, which is kind of funny. A standstill. Oh, it would be reasonable if we had an extra land that we could hold open Fluster. I think here I just want to cast the Brainstorm. We drew we drew shit. We drew shit. Okay, so we have to fight through this with what we have already. Okay. I don't know if this is good enough. I think we needed to draw a Force of Will. Because if they just draw Gush as their first spell, we can't even Fluster it. Yeah, I think we actually just lose by not drawing Force, right? Because they don't have to put Thassa until the bottom, so they can just grab another anything. Yeah, we needed to draw Force there, I think. Oh, if they go for Ancestral first. I mean, I think they drew Gush as their first card, though, right? That would make the most sense. I just can't do anything, right? Because if I let the Ancestral resolve, then they just go Lotus Thassa, and I can't win. But if I let the Gush resolve, they do the same thing. So I had to have Force of Will. I had to have drawn one of my like a million Force of Wills off of this off of the Brainstorm. Force of Will, Force of Negation, Commandeer, or Misdirection would have all done it. Now I assume Gush, yeah. Gush, Lotus, Thassa with Flusterstorm backup. Yeah, so I think we probably can win this game. I mean, we don't even technically win this game, but we had a shot if we had drawn a counter spell. We would have bought a lot of time. But I just missed again. I was 1 card short. Could have commandeered Ancestral. I guess I would have misstepped Flusterstorm, and then I would have commandeered it. No, that wouldn't have done it, right? Well, no, that probably wouldn't have actually done it, though. It's probably just not even good enough, which is kind of funny. Yeah. I really, really needed to hit my land drop off of the first Ponder so that I could Flusterstorm the very first Doomsday. By not being able to Fluster the first Doomsday, I was just super far behind on mana. Okay. Yo, Doom Switch, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Appreciate that. It is round 6. We're gonna try to battle it all out, see if we can't min cash here. This hand once again has our non-basic land. I do think this one's playable though with our Ponder and a misstep. I'm not super happy about it, but it seems like a keep to me. There's not very many non-basics in our deck, and we do seem to draw them a reasonable amount of time. We will lose to Bazaar here, but it's not a Bazaar. Very nice. Preordain on a 6-card hand. They're triple queuing currently. Wonderful. I actually think this is a pretty aggressive misstep, but I also don't hate the idea of misstepping here. They're just so low on cards. Don't try this at home. Normally, I like to hold Mental Misstep for Pyroblast in these kind of matchups, but... Ooh, that's a good draw. Pretty happy with that misstep, I think. I mean, maybe they just Ancestral me next turn and I look silly. Ooh, look at this, chat. Black Lotus, Strip Mine, Time Walk. Huh. Think we just want this. We'll take the Lotus. We'll pass. We have a Brazen Borrower up for an end of turn Borrower. And then on our next turn, we can go Underground Sea, Time Walk, Strip Mine, Standstill. That might be a little bit of a wishful thinking, but it seems reasonable. We could also not use our Borrower, Demonic Tutor for a Force of Will, or an Ancestral, and that might be happy too. Depends on what our opponent does here, I think. Okay. Pass. Well, I'm not thrilled with the idea of Borrower here, but I don't think it's bad either. I kind of think I'm going to do it. I'd like to put some pressure on opponent while they don't have a very high card pool to work with. This is probably the most aggressive I played this deck so far. We'll see how it pays off for us. Normally this Time Walk should not be attempting counterspell, so hopefully this just resolves. It's really good if it resolves because we can Strip Mine in the first main phase and then Standstill in the second main. We don't have to stand still here, but I think it's pretty good. Opponent could Pyroblast the Brazen Borrower to buy a bunch of time. Well, we're not super unhappy about that. Oh, wow, they just have nothing, huh? Okay, this game looks pretty over for me then, for them. No matter what, we get to draw 3 cards here. Even if you wasteland me, I just don't really care. Why would we want to gush? I mean, we could gush. Not a huge fan of that, though. He said, no. The Perku is saying to cast gush first and then standstill. Because then you get to play lands every turn with your after your gush, but I don't think I want to gush in case they have a pyroblast. Like gushing there is not a very strong play on like my turn. When I don't have a land drop to play. So I was thinking they probably had a pyroblast, and if we gush and then they pyroblast our standstill, I think we came out of that worse for wear. So that's the reason that I didn't really want to do that. This Jace is pretty good though. Can flashback a time walk. We're still super far ahead. I'm not 100% sure what the best play here is. We have demonic for ancestral, but we also have just jam a Jace and then have I think Jace is super good. We actually have lethal with this Jace. No, we're one short of lethal. No, we have lethal with this Jace because what the Jace can do is next turn we can go Island, Mystic Sanctuary, back our Time Walk, loot into our Time Walk with Jace, cast Time Walk, and then cast Time Walk with Jace, 9 damage. The downside of playing this Jace is if opponent goes for like a breach kill or something, but they have a wasteland. Doesn't really seem like they're breach. They probably just rug Arcanist. We could theoretically just demonic for a Flusterstorm. I don't actually think that's a bad idea, but I think the Jace is the highest upside play, and with the Brazen Borrower currently being the main threat, it's not too bad of a line. Like the onus is on them to do something before we kill them, right? I think this was a very aggressive game that I don't know if I really think it was the best way to play it. Because most of the time with this deck, you're not really supposed to play aggressive. You're the more often than not the control deck. Another thing that Gush would have done is put us farther away from Mystic Sanctuary, and Mystic Sanctuary is like completely broken, and you should be playing towards it. Okay, they just had nothing. But we actually do have lethal here, right? So go to our turn, Island, put the Time Walk on top with Mystic Sanctuary, draw Time Walk with Jace, cast Time Walk, and then flashback Time Walk. 9 damage. Oh. A little here, a little there. We don't really know what opponent's doing. I kind of think it's some kind of Rug Arcanist shell. I really like Leyline versus Rug. It turns off almost everything if they're not playing a Managorger or Hydra. If they're playing Tarmogoyfs and Uro and those kind of cards, I think Leyline's pretty good. The downside of Leyline is it turns off our Drown in the Lock, which is annoying. I don't really want a Dead of Winter in this matchup. And I think that a Commandeer is too much card. A Commandeer hitting a Planeswalker is so good. Maybe just a Narfi. This is like one of the better matchups for Narfi, to be honest. So maybe it's just one negation or a trap. A trap is probably worse than a negation against the fair deck, unless we get into counter war. I'm not 100% sure this is exactly what I want to be doing. It is a little sus to board out Drown in the Lock when you're playing against decks that play creatures. But I think Leyline should help in that sense. So I really think that the rug decks are very susceptible to Leyline, especially with Wrenn and 6. Wrenn and 6, Tarmogoyf, all those kind of cards. Okay, here we go. What do we got? What do we got? Double Leyline. Sure, let's try it. We're gonna get ranched by a Planeswalker hand here. I think I'm supposed to put just one Leyline in and have this other one as a something I can pitch. It's not like they're gonna get Force of Vigor on us or anything like that. So at the very least, we've turned off a Wrenn and 6, which is a card that I'm definitely worried about on the draw. Can't really play my Ascendant Spirit on turn 1 because of it. I do think I'm holding my Misstep this time. I think the Pyroblast should be important. And I don't think they didn't mulligan or anything. I think it's pretty aggressive to Misstep there. Like I said, I can't actually play this Spirit on turn 1 because they could still play a Wrenn and 6 and kill my Spirit. So we have to hold it back. Which is not strong. It makes our Spirit kind of terrible, but that's kind of what we signed up for as well. If they just play an Oko here, we probably would lose the game, which is the downside, of course, of a card like Leyline. Not that Drown in the Lock would have stopped an Oko anyways. Upkeep Ancestral. Mental Misstep it. Pyroblast. You got it. All right. The good thing is this is just one Ancestral. They cannot get it back with Mystic Sanctuary. So there are small victories. Kind of awkward. I do think that I want to run out both spirits here. If they do decide to go for a Wrenn and 6 this turn, it's going to use up most of their mana. So I'm okay with it. They'll tick it down, I'll tick it up, and I'll kill their Wrenn and 6 anyways. It's not great, but it's not bad. We definitely are in not a great spot. Obviously, opponent resolved an Ancestral Recall. Whenever someone resolves Ancestral Recall, it does put them very far ahead. If we can draw our own Ancestral Recall, though, we're pretty close to Mystic Sanctuary. We're not in a very bad spot. Though we don't have that many great draws. I mean, actually, all the standstills in our deck are quite good draws right now. Unless they play an Oko. They play an Oko. Even then, I don't think an Oko's the end of the world. Oh no, Wrenn and 6 plus Time Walk? Oh, okay. We almost got completely blown out there. If they had Wrenn and 6 plus Time Walk, that would have been brutal. Just kill both of our spirits. The cool thing is that all of their delve spells are turned off. So it's not like they can compound on this Ancestral Recall by casting multiple Ancestral Recalls into a delve spell and have it, to their best 10 cards. So this Leyline theoretically is working very well. We're not 100% sure yet if it is good enough. It also depends on what kind of build of Rug they're playing, how many Planeswalkers they're playing. There's a lot of variables there. Like I said, if they deploy a Dak Faden, I think we're favorable. If they deploy an Oko, we're probably unfavorable. If they play a Wrenn, it's pretty decent for us. Blue-red. Blue-red. What would blue-red be? Part of a Dak? Merchant Scroll? Wasteland is... Okay, Dak Faden, sure. So they're going to leave open the ability to find a Wrenn and 6 off of this activation. So look at that. They pitched Mystic Sanctuary and Dig Through Time. So we did turn that off. They were able to counter it by discarding them, but at least we didn't have to face a second Ancestral Recall on this turn. We can't kill this Dak Faden, and it gets worse if they have Pyroblast or Lightning Bolt. Such a weird draw. We've drawn some odd cards here. I think what we're supposed to do is use this to fetch the basics. No, we don't want to actually fetch the basic swamp ever because we want to have the ability to go for a Mystical Sanctuary. So I think I'm just going to swing both of these at Dak and pump one. Yeah, if we happen to draw our one Demonic Tutor, which is our one black card in the whole deck, because we did board out both Drown in the Locks, that's just going to be an unfortunate circumstance that we're going to have to live with. Wait, it's turn 4. Did we miss a land drop? Because they did have lightning bolt. It's turn 4. Why don't I have 4 lands in play? What did I do wrong? Oh, they time walked, so it looks weird? Okay. So I've only had 3 real turns, right? Okay. Sure. I got my Ascendant Spirit forced pitching Hull Breacher. Interesting. So they have 1 card left in their hand. They have an active DAC, though, so they get to find the best card every turn. I don't think we have enough gas. The ley line has slowed them down considerably, but it just doesn't feel like we have drawn the necessary cards to like we've played a bunch of 1/1s for one. So they drew a Gush, but they can't Gush back a Sanctuary, so it's not the hugest deal. But Gush is very good with this Stack Raiden, obviously. They can pitch it. So it's a pretty good card here. I think we will still get buried by this, it looks like. Yeah. Interesting. If these were both Drown in the Locks, would we have been in a better spot? Doesn't really seem like that would be the case. If there was a Dead of Winter or a Mindbreak Trap, neither of those were going to be very good either. So it just doesn't seem like this hand was going to win the game. Whereas we definitely got buried a lot later than we would normally have gotten buried here. Opponent had quite a strong ancestral draw. All right, Brainstorm, fetch away. Okay, Lightning Bolt as well. I wonder if they have Ren and Sixes in their deck. Much better to have Ren and Six and Bolt there. They do have 2 Lightning Bolts. Sure. I don't have any ways to like remove this. So we need to draw an Ancestral Recall so that we can cast 2 Ancestral Recalls with our Mystic Sanctuary. Damn. Not very good. Well, I have nothing to Mystical Sanctuary because I haven't drawn any spells this game. I also can't get Wastelanded, so small victories maybe. You know they're gonna board in some Nature's Claims next turn though. Okay. That's not bad. I don't think it's going to resolve, but I'll try. They didn't even use any Pyroblast to kill my spirits. They only used Lightning Bolts, which makes me think they probably have more Pyroblasts in their hand. Yeah, putting that one back on top is not actually the strongest. Don't want to play it because I don't want to give them the ability to wasteland it and force me to use my Mystic Sanctuary. No, Wombo, we're going to kill your opponent. Well, not this game. This game we're probably very dead. Yeah, there's an Oko. This game did last a lot longer than it should have due to the ley line, but still not going to be good enough. We've seen 20 less cards than our opponent. Oh my lord. Yeah. To be fair, our deck doesn't have preordains in it, so it is a little worse at top decking than a traditional blue deck in Vintage. But the cards we have drawn this game have been bad. Though we did put those bad cards in our deck, so who's to... Oh my god. Alright, I don't need to see anymore. Let's just go next. So now the question is, if they bring in a bunch of nature's claims, should we just board the ley lines back out? I kind of think the answer is yes. I want to board these drown in the locks back in, and I'll put the mind break trap in, and I'll play one ley line. Hope they board in some nature's claims. I wonder if the strip mine is even worth having in our deck. Maybe not. Look at how I think you're just wrong, Log, and we've been over this. You saw how good Leyline was in that game. If I had drawn my like even remotely adequately, they would have been buried because of the Leyline, but didn't happen. Here we get the Mizar 1 Leyline into a million counter magic and stand Force of Will, so kind of best of both worlds there. The 1 Leyline coming up clutch. Why board in 4? When you're whitelisted as hell. I'm pretty sure I'm down to just jam a standstill here. Opponent already at 7 cards in hand. We could really use some catch-up mechanic. It's going to be good. We have lands to play still. Yep. Technically, we will always win a standstill because we play a Narfi in our deck. An opponent is already on 7 cards where we are not on 7 cards. A standstill is much better for us than it is for them. Well, Graveyard Hate is fantastic versus Breach, so you're definitely just wrong in that one. Not all Graveyard Hate, very specific Graveyard Hate. Soul Guide Lanterns and Leyline of the Voids are the ones that I would think. Wait, you can exclamation mark card Narfi. Should get you to where you need to be. They should probably break the standstill on my end step there if they can. They're just gonna go to discard to hand size. Yeah, I don't like this play. I feel like they should have broken the standstill on my end step if they had if they had cards that do that. I haven't drawn lands, so it hasn't been super good for me. If they just cast Lightning Bolt on me and break my standstill, it's really good for them. Maybe they're waiting till I have 7. I guess that technically works. You just like vastly underestimate how good Leyline is against these kind of decks. From my experience, Rafa. All right, they should break it now at least. They're not going to break it. Do they? Maybe they don't have any way to break it. We wish we were looking to draw more lands than we did, but yeah, obviously their dig through time is turned off by the ley line. So I would love to draw a Library of Alexandria right now. That would be clutch. I mean, our hand's not bad. We should be able to battle once we are unlocked. So even if we have to pitch some cards to hand size, we were in a situation where we were pretty far behind, and now we seem like we're in a decent parity situation. So this is like a little bit too much missing. I think I just want to get rid of the. No, I won't. I mean, it's viable. Like I've been winning a lot with it, but I don't think it's very good. I think that I would rather just pitch this. Nah, I'm gonna be short on mana on the turn that I break the standstill gets broken, so it's not terrible to have a Mox, but it obviously is the worst card in our hand. So it's nice that the opponent at least hasn't been hitting land drops either. So it's not like opponent is gaining a super huge advantage from this. I want to hit land drops. It's really all I want to hit. I've drawn all blue cards, so not the worst. It's just been a very odd game as both players have drawn 0 lands. I mean, I am the one technically gaining more advantage here because I do get to fuel my delve spells. They do not. How about a land? It's not a land. I think that's actually the worst card because I really can't afford to be picking lands up later either. I need to just be playing all my lands. What a weird game of Magic. What are they waiting for? Aha, chat. We've found the symmetry breaker. We don't have enough snowlands in play for it yet, though. All right, you're out of time, opponent. The minute I hit a snowland, you're doomed. Doomed, I tell you. Snow, land, fetch land, fetch land. No, we hit the non-snow land. How does this happen every time, chat? There's 3 lands in our deck that aren't a snow land. Fetch land, please. No! Land is fine. Land's not bad, but I could have played the snow duel. I could have done it. It'd be so good to get a Narfi in play here. Can I get a fetch land? Oh my lord. I might lose this game. I feel like I've drawn terrible, but not terrible. Just like not good enough. Like they're gonna break my standstill here. I'm gonna have 10 cards, and I lost my advantage. I hit the card that would give me the advantage, but I also hit Mystic Sanctuary Underground Sea, so I can't even cast it. Oh, it's so sad. I'm just misstepping because I'm losing cards here anyways, so it's not like a good use of misstep, and I want to keep this misstep for later, but all right, I'm just gonna dip on. I don't know if I want all of my counter magic. I think I don't want Spell Pierce, and I kind of have to keep the land. I think I don't actually have to keep the land because I do have a cruise and a bunch of counter magic, so I actually probably pitch this land. It's a little greedy, I know, but we're gonna be doing a lot of fighting on this next turn, I think. I don't actually think I want another standstill either. I think I just want all of the counter magic. Opponent's hand is going to be a threat plus a bunch of counter magic as well. We have to be a little worried about Hull Breacher, maybe. Oh boy. All right, they're just going to do nothing? That can't be right. How can you just do nothing here? All right, well, I can't. I can't bring in Narfi. All right, I'll just go to my turn, I guess. I thought I would do a bunch of fighting. All right, that's a perfect draw because now I don't have to do any fighting. They're going to do a bunch of fighting. I think they're holding a Hull Breacher is what they're doing. I'm not going to cast Cruise into Hull Breacher. Seems like a very obvious Hull Breacher to me. Oh, Ancestral Recall. All right, should we battle, chat? Should we battle here? We can't negate unless we hard cast. The problem with battling is we just have to pitch to end step anyways, right? We can just lead with Misdirection and then force a Hull Breacher. I'm just like worried we're gonna... I'm worried we're gonna lose this. I don't really want to fight on my turn. They definitely have a Hull Breacher, right? Hull Breacher double Pyroblast. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna Misdirection pitch Cruise? This seems like a place where I would just lose. I'm gonna just let this go. I don't think I care. It feels like a really bad play to use a bunch of our mana encounters on our end step. Yeah, we didn't draw very many lands. That was the problem. I do agree with that statement. We didn't have the best draws for having a standstill in play. Sure. If they go to end step here, we're definitely just gonna try to return a Narfi. It's not probably gonna work. They might just like blast it to buy time or something. They have so much more lands than us. I'm so jealous. Really good we drew land for turn after ditching a land though. I'm allowed to get basic swamp here, right? I guess it doesn't actually matter. I guess I'd rather have more blue sources. Because we can't even use Drown in the Locks anyways, because we did draw the one ley line. Alright, bring back my Narfi Betrayer King. Look at this art. Brilliant. What are you going to do about that, opponent? That's what I thought. Nothing. Ascendant Spirit. Lovely. I really don't think I'm allowed to cast this Treasure Cruise. I think it's quite bad. I mean, they might only have one Hull Breacher, but it's just such a blowout. I'll just play the Spirit off of a Sanctuary and pass. They should probably spend these fetches so they don't draw all their lands. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I feel like they should just fetch the third Trop and the Mystical Sanctuary. Just get it all out of there. I don't think so. That's why I'm choosing not to do anything. How did we get the Narfi in the graveyard? Hand size, baby. Hand size. Hell yeah. There's Jace Fringe Prodigies and stuff like that. That is not a card I give a shit about. This Leyline is so good, Rafa. This Leyline is insane. It's unbeatable. You're wild for thinking Leyline's not good in this matchup. Block. I guess if they boarded in Claim, it's going to be bad for us here. I guess the Ancestral's already gone. Maybe it doesn't even matter. This Leyline is so good. I don't know about boarding out Leylines. I should have probably not boarded out Leylines. But if you draw the one of... I had 4 in game 2. And in this game, I had 1. I had 1 Leyline and it was in my opener. Narfi? No, it's a 4-3. And it pumps my other things. All right, what do you got, opponent? You're at 10. Gush? Sure. No, that's just called great deck building. Come on now, Wombo. Strip Mine. Annoying. I need these lands. It's very awkward. All right, you lose 2 mana, I lose 1 mana. I guess I still probably lose out in that. Okay, the race is on, apparently. I don't really think I'm supposed to fetch. Cleanup step? Sure, why not? Discard a Mystic Sanctuary. You got it, opponent. Demonic Tutor, hey? Demonic Tutor. I really don't think I'm supposed to cast this Demonic Tutor. Maybe I'm just supposed to cast it and get a land. I actually think that... Wait, I can get a fucking Library of Alexandria. Holy shit. All right, I have a basic island that I need to fetch as well. Sucker! Nice strip mine, idiot. Our deck is unbeatable. Our deck is pure, unbeatable, perfect deck building. Yes, you may lightning bolt my Narfi. I will allow that. Let me fetch that basic island up. Or I don't have anything to fetch. Look at this Dreadhorde Arcanist, Rafa. Look at this Leyline of the Void. Look at the interaction. This is brilliant. This is beautiful. There's nothing to fetch. You don't have a fetchable land. Oh, you have an island. Okay, all right. They have all their lands. I feel like we don't care about a Dak Faded. I feel like that doesn't matter to me. Is it time for the Hull Breacher? All right, we finally got this Hull Breacher out of their hand. Okay, I've been waiting for this shit. Wait, we actually have Flusterstorm online now. Okay. Forcing this, pitching. One negation, maybe? We could just bounce it. I kind of want to get rid of it, though. I kind of want to keep Cruise so that I can rebuild back to Library. I kind of want to just pitch the Borrower. Oh my god. It's unreal. This is going on Twitter, right? Oh, I have to negate that. Because I can't, I need to be able to beat the last card Flusterstorm. Yeah, I just think I'm gonna fuck it up though. It's so hard to resolve a Flusterstorm on Magic Align in this situation. Currently, what would I want to be Flusterstorming? Just this Force of Will? No, no, no. This is bad. If they can make Flusterstorm random cards. I don't like this. What if they just like Flusterstorm my misdirection after and I can't pay for it? No, fuck that shit. If I don't use Flusterstorm, I can still bring back Narfi for lethal, chat. Mental Misstep was their last card. Get, got. Oh yeah, that is missing lethal, huh? Whatever, I don't care. We get to play more Magic this way. I drew a Scalding Tarn. Gee, that's actually a dead card. Yeah, I should have just let the Pyroblast resolve and killed my opponent, but that was fun. I'm pretty sure the only reason we won that game is because we had a Leyline of the Void. Yeah, I can just because I chose not to Flusterstorm and I instead chose to Force of Negation, the last spell on the stack. I was able to just ignore Mental Misstep on the Pyroblast that we redirected and just bring back my Narfi for lethal because they're at 2 and are attacking with the Dreadhorde Arcanist for no reason. Like, this Dreadhorde Arcanist should just be gain 4 life. I don't think it should be attacking ever. Hell yeah. That was some standstill shit right there, if I've ever seen it, in comparison to everything else, so. Here we are in the final round of our Vintage Challenge. We're 3-3 because I am not a strong enough pilot, but that is okay because our deck is super sweet. We're doing super sweet, fun stack battles and standstills and misdirections and commandeers. And we're having a good time doing it. So we're here in round 7 versus non-basic land. Non-basic land is a 2-card Monty aficionado combo Mishra's Workshop decks, typically. So see what they have for us today. Yeah, you should also just join the Discord and you can ask additional questions inside of the Discord. They'll have there's tons of people in there who are willing to help you out and provide answers. Log, can you fix that command? I don't know why it says exclamation mark vintage Discord in front of it. I would appreciate. What the hell? We've been scammed. We have been absolutely scammed. It's oops all spells. Do we? Well, you're not. All right. You're not really supposed to counter the Lotus. Cause I was putting my opponent on combo shops, so you typically want to hit their actual threat. If I had known that my opponent was going to be on oops all spells, I definitely would have negated the Lotus. Thank you, Rafa. However, can I still win this though? If I therapy, how many therapies do they have? Trying to figure out if this is still winnable. Because they don't have a bridge, right? So if how does therapy sound? Target player. If I misdirect the therapy and then negate the dredge return, do we not win this game? I have to check the numbers. Hold on. 1 force, 2 force, 1 pact, 3 force, 2 packs, 3 packs, 1 force, 2 force, 3 force, 4 force, 1 pact, 2 packs, 3 packs. So yeah, name pact. Oh, they have to name? That's unfortunate. Okay, so we're gonna lose to their pact of negation then. That is so unfortunate. Yeah, so we just lose to their pact of negation. Wow, we almost had it, actually. If it was not therapy, I guess it's always going to be therapy. If we got to name the card, we would have had it, right? So close. Damn. So even if we had countered Lotus, we would have won this game because we would have been able to pact Lotus. Yeah, I guess if we let them resolve it, we might have won that game. They probably would have named Force of Will, and we would have won that game. I didn't even think about that. I actually thought I could name the card off of Therapy, to be perfectly honest. So I played that wrong. Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe they would have named Negation. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm not really sure. Obviously, we bring in these ley lines, and we bring in these for Charbelchers or the other thing. It's okay. I feel like if opponent plays correctly, we don't get to win. So okay, I think Jailer. I'm just bringing in ley lines. I guess Jailer is probably decent as well. This is, I think this is a keep. I obviously have to draw a blue source, but I don't think that's a huge deal. I kind of want to keep both ley lines as well. No, it's kind of boring, I think. The deck kind of pilots itself, so I'm not a huge fan. Yeah, I guess I feel like they would have named Force of Negation if it was their if they played perfect, but they could have made a mistake, right? So don't think we played that optimally. I mean, Oops is a playable set of Magic the Gathering cards. Um, but yeah. It's probably just as playable as my current deck that we're playing is, right? I'm looking for one of those lands that tap for blue mana. It's a combo deck that plays Pact and Force. It's, pretty powerful. The biggest downside is it's pretty bad against Leyline of the Void, and everyone is on 4 Leyline of the Voids or 4 Ravenous Traps or 4 whatever. And it's also everyone has Force of Wills in the format. Like Force of Will is a large percentage of the decks in the format. The Zar decks are probably a hard matchup as well. They play a bunch of counter magic. A ball therapy. Or who's gonna name Force of Will? Almost assuredly. Which we dodged, which is fun. If they don't have anything else this turn, we do get to activate our library. Uh, yeah. They also play Charbelcher, so this can activate a Charbelcher. Yeah, I mean, I think Oops is a pretty reasonable deck. It's a lot all in, and it suffers from the already existing decks in the format, already existing, doing, forcing people to bring in certain kind of hate cards. All right, can I please just have a blue mana? Thank you. I appreciate that. I just had to ask nicely and loudly, apparently. Okay, I'm gonna play an ancestral here. They can like flusterstorm it, but we have an active library, so I'm pretty okay with it even getting countered. I don't see a reason to play Standstill. Yeah, I would like to just play one of these spirits. I guess I should have played it off a different land, but play this off of a spirit and then end my turn, and we can draw on their turn. Get rid of get rid of this borrower. I guess I don't need to do this library now, but I'm lazy, I guess. I don't know. I don't actually know. I don't have Force of Will in my hand, so if they have Charbelcher, I mean, I have Charbelcher kind of pretty well covered with Negations Pierce. Okay, so here we've got another land drop. We drew a force, which is fantastic. I'm just going to play a Standstill. Jace Fringe Prodigy is fine choice as well. I'm gonna play a Standstill. They shouldn't really have anything to say about this either. Oh, they're just gonna force it? That's fine. I do not care. I have just infinite Magic the Gathering cards. I don't really think I want to pump this turn either. I'm going to just go to end step and discard a card. And that way I can draw into another Ancestral and cast a Brazen Borrower. Or I could bounce the Chrome Mox or really do anything. I might just bounce this Chrome Mox right now. I play the Strip Mine as it gives me the ability to actually sometimes sneak a win versus Bazaar. I have so many forces. I appreciate that they tried. So I'm gonna DT for a borrower and pounce and pounce it and kill them. Oh, I don't have a second borrower in my deck? Oh, it's gone. Needle is mana. Oh, I don't have any way to stop that. Well, they have to sack LED. Oh, that makes me sad. I don't really think we have anything cool to get then. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't really matter what we choose to do, I don't believe. I was sad that I didn't have the ability to bounce something. I guess if I had Strip Mine in my deck, I could have Strip Mined. Seems pretty bad, though. We had so many forces. It was beautiful. The double ley line is pretty lights out when they have to chain them both. I guess if you don't have an Echo in your deck, you only have chains, it's not very good. Oh, what do we got here, chat? We've got a negation for turn 1, followed up by Merchant Ancestral. It's probably fine. I don't really think I'm allowed to mulligan a hand that has a force. No, the Spirit has been a lot better than Delver. Interesting. Maybe... I wonder what I'm supposed to do here. I think I kind of want to just get a force. Play a standstill? Kind of feels good here. They can't play out fast mana, so they hit another land. The no land deck hit another land drop, unfortunately. But we still have double force, so it's not a huge deal. That's not a blue land. That's pretty funny. Okay, it's time. Not bad. I don't actually think I'm supposed to fight over fast mana. Yeah. We could just lose here. 3 forces might not be enough. I mean, therapy doesn't wreck us. We just have to force it. pact on my force. Oh, your pack resolves. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I fucked up, chat. I couldn't have done this any differently, right? Oh, I don't think I was supposed to do that any differently. I mean, I could have negated the pact, I guess. Seems bad. Oh, but then they can fluster my whole stack. That seems terrible. I don't know. They named Misdirection. Why would you name Misdirection? I can't Misdirection Dread Return. Oh, I could Misdirection Dread Return, I guess. I guess I could Misdirection Dread Return. It could have hit another Underfitty informant. I guess it's kind of the same, but I'm more likely to have a negation in my deck, right? What's happening? They're giving up? I'm confused. They're just casting the... Wait, if you were going to cast the Narc Amoeba... Oh, they just have another pact? They must just have the last pact in their hand, right? I didn't go look. No, they just named the wrong card. Oh, the Dread Return was in their hand. Wait, then why'd they go for it? Wait, what? So they knew they were dead after they missed on the misdirection? Okay, so let's think about this. They have to use a Cabal Therapy to get the Dread Return out of their hand. And they have to use a Cabal Therapy to get our counter magic out of our hand. They have to name the right one. They would have won if they had named the right one on the first time. So they could have won this game if they just named correctly. Named negation over misdirection. They should know I don't have misdirection. No, that's not true. Yeah, they should know I don't have misdirection because I would have misdirected Pact of Negation. Right? I feel like I would have misdirected Pact of Negation if I had it. Yeah, I mean, there is a cost to running a bridge from below, but you definitely could. Looks like they only have one chain in their deck. Oh, no, there's two chains. Two chains. Maybe. I don't know. I just felt like it was better to let the Pact of Negation resolve. I guess I was just wrong, but maybe I just played terrible. which is probably the case. It hasn't been a very strong day of Magic the Gathering from the pilot side here.